In the heart of the forest, under the suffocating shroud of night, two girls ran, their breaths ragged and desperate. Sophie clutched Chloe's hand, pulling her along as they fled from the strange, menacing creatures that had erupted from the shadows. The darkness was thick, their fear even thicker, and the only sounds were their hurried footsteps and the eerie calls of the creatures behind them. Suddenly, the sky broke open, and rain began to pour. The downpour was relentless, turning the forest floor into a slippery mess. The girls stumbled, nearly falling, but they pressed on, driven by the terror nipping at their heels. The rain blurred their vision, and the creatures' growls grew louder, more insistent. As they burst from the treeline, they found themselves on the edge of a cliff, the ocean roaring beneath them. The waves were immense, towering like mountains, crashing against the rocks with a ferocity that matched their fear. Sophie and Chloe looked at each other, desperation mirrored in their eyes. "We have to keep going," Sophie shouted over the thunderous waves. Clutching each other tighter, they edged along the slippery rocks, the rain mixing with the salt spray from the ocean. The creatures emerged from the forest, their silhouettes menacing in the stormy night. Just as the girls' strength began to wane, a sudden brilliance pierced the gloom. The sky above them brightened, as if dawn had broken all at once. They looked up to see a break in the storm, a corridor of light guiding them forward. With renewed hope, they pressed on, their feet finding surer footing on the rocky path. The creatures hesitated, cowed by the unexpected brightness. The girls ran faster, following the beam of light, feeling the pull of something safe and warm ahead. They rounded a bend and saw it, a small, cozy lighthouse perched on the edge of the cliff, its light piercing through the storm. Gasping and soaked to the bone, they reached the door and pounded on it. Moments later, it swung open to reveal an old woman with kind eyes. "Hurry, get inside," she urged, pulling them into the warm embrace of the lighthouse. The door shut behind them, and the girls collapsed, shivering but safe. The creature's growls faded into the distance, unable to breach the sanctuary's light. Sophie and Chloe looked at each other, relief flooding their faces. "Thank you," Chloe whispered to the woman. "You're safe now," she replied with a gentle smile. "Rest. The storm will pass soon." As the rain continued to fall and the waves crashed outside, the girls huddled together, finally feeling the grip of fear loosen. In the warmth and safety of the lighthouse, they knew they had found their rescue.